Hey, welcome back to the Energy Compass. My name's Deborah. I'm hanging out with Garnet today. Interesting energy, heavy energy. If you're up for it, remember if it's being brought to our awareness, it means we're capable of handling it. We're capable of looking at it and moving it on through. So if you're up for some heavy energy, have a seat. The song that's coming through is Anything You Can Do. And it goes, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, you can. It's this very like back and forth sing-songy. And the interesting thing about that song, it's a homework song. If you've never heard of it, go listen, is as they're going back and forth, they're both demonstrating what they can do with each other. It's like in many ways, this confrontation makes each of them better. But the energy that's coming through is not of that nature. It is not in any way we're sharpening each other. It is definitely an energy of someone that feels that anything you can do they can do better, and so they're watching your life and they're thinking, well, I could do better than that. They're kind of critiquing you in your appearance, in how you articulate things. um, just in general, they look at you and they say, I could do better than that. But the difference is they're not. The difference is they don't actually do the thing that they're saying they can do better than you. But in witnessing you and telling themselves they could do it better, they feel superior to you, even though they're not actually doing what you're doing. And Spirit is showing you this because they want you to not accept criticism from someone that is not living the life you want to live. This is just common sense. If you are or if you are feeling the weight of someone kind of throwing shade, throwing judgment, throwing any sort of their program belief onto you. Spirit wants you to look at their life and decide, is are they living a life that I would want to switch places with them? And most likely the answer is no. And when the answer is no, you also don't accept what they have to say about the way you're living your life, because clearly it's an indication that you are not in energetic alignment. That's it. It doesn't have to mean anything in any deeper than that. It doesn't have to feel painful if you don't allow it to. If you just acknowledge that this is a person that I am not in energetic alignment with. They don't value the things I value. They don't want to live the life that I want to live. Therefore, what they have to say about the life that you're living really doesn't hold weight. And people will see this and they will interpret it as, you don't care, you think you are better than others. And you're just going to let it lie. You're not going to pick it up and throw it back. You're not going to pick it up and try to defend yourself, because when someone speaks that way, they've already decided. They have already decided who you are. They're not interested in any further information that would cause them to change their thinking. They are happy in the story that they have created. Do not waste your breath trying to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you, committed to making you the villain. We're no longer accepting other people's energy. Energy that tries to paint us in a light that's not accurate. Energy that ties us up into expectation that's never communicated. No, no. We're remaining within our sovereignty. There is someone that looks at you and says, I could do better. They feel superior in that. Okay, Go do better. I'm sure you could do better. And when you don't react to their criticism, what that does is that clears space for you. You see, in order for someone to feed energetically, you have to agree on some level to interact and connect with them. You have to allow them to connect to your energetic field. And when you refuse to play the game disappears. You then win by not playing. Because you understand that this is a game of your conscious present moment awareness. This is a game of what frequency are you going to operate on. In the moment you drop into the things, the games that someone wants to play, you've allowed yourself to become a pawn. There are people competing with you behind the scenes. Because they are competing with you, they assume that you are also competing with them. They show up and they treat you accordingly based on their internal state. You have someone that feels very entitled to what you have. And yet, at the same time, they don't actually like you. They look at you and they're confused. They're annoyed. They just don't get you. They don't understand why you're so happy. They think that your life is unfair. How come? And yet, at the same time, they think that they should just be able to reach their hand out and you're going to fill it. They're happy to take from you. They're happy to take from you. But they don't like you. This is a harsh truth to see. Anchor in to the understanding that we are assigned characters here whose purpose is to get us to plug back into spirit, back into loving ourselves, back to understanding our sovereignty as souls, and that never ever comes from another person giving it to us. It comes through someone taking it through from us and us learning to retrieve and protect ourselves. So you're going to be seeing some characters and you're going to be seeing the parts of the script that were hidden. How they really feel about you is no longer hidden. You're going to see it clearly. And it's going to be painful to see. Spirit is reminding you you're just playing out the script that your souls agreed to play out here. One moment. Let me ground back in. Spirit is really grounding in the importance of routine and focusing on things that make you better. And what they're saying is that it's the littlest things. It's the things that they're just ordinary, but they're able to change your energetic signature. Taking a shower, getting dressed, going for a walk, journaling, meditating. These things that they sometimes can feel like you don't have enough time to do them, or that when you're doing them, you feel this sense of there's more important things I should be doing right now, more productive things. And Spirit is saying there is nothing more productive as you step into a role of co-creator, then ensuring that your energetic frequency is as high as possible. There's this they're saying revaluation of what you deem valuable to put your focus on, and they're pointing out the energy coming in towards you, of you understand the importance of feeding yourself, you understand the importance of getting yourself right, because you are you are emanating that energy into the world, and that these things that recharged you, that you felt that you had to earn before, you felt like it was more important to be doing something instead of like resting. And they're saying that in these self-serving things, um, you are serving the greater good of all, even though the outside looking in may say that it's selfish. When you are called to be an anchor point, when you are called to pull light into a grid, your state um, has to be clean, has to be clear. And there will be people that view you kind of protecting yourself, shutting yourself away, um, at a time when they want access, as selfish. You're going to be seeing people that feel entitled to you, that expect you to do what they want to do without question. There are people that still feel, regardless of how old you are, that you're supposed to get in line with what they want. And any unwillingness to do that is deemed as being difficult, when really you're just speaking your own truth. If you're just standing within your sovereignty, you're just saying, I don't agree to what's being said. And that somehow you doing that is cruelty, when it's really just you being a clear communicator. There's this dynamic at play where there's an expectation of performance, where people step forward and get along, but really what it is we're going to agree to your face, and then when we're not in each other's vicinity, then we're going to say how we really feel. And your unwillingness to participate in that, your unwillingness to just kind of lay things out on the table, it perceives as being the troublemaker, when in actuality you're presenting an opportunity to change something. When you're going and talking with other people, when you are talking with everyone else but the person you have an actual problem with, you're not interested in resolving the problem. You're interested in getting fed on perpetuating the problem. And you're going to be seeing that when you call that out, that is then made into the problem. You may find that you are in this lose-lose situation, where you either show up and perform the way everyone expects you to perform, or you be the villain. Spirit is asking you to happily accept the role as the villain. You know your intention. You know your truth. When you have those things, you're good. Spirit is setting you free from the entanglements, the storylines that you have found yourself tangled up in through no fault of your own. Through no fault of your own. There have been energies at play behind the scenes in your life that you really didn't understand the depth that they were taking from you. You have connections in which people were willing to sacrifice you for their gain. These are being brought out to be seen. And remember, they're being seen now because you're able to see it, you're able to clear it, you're ready to move on to an elevated experience. What we've gone through is just what we've gone through so far. It's not our identity. And we have the ability at any moment in time to unplug from a previous storyline and start a whole new life, a whole new book. And as you do that, the energy from your old life, it will slowly kind of start to fade away. But just before the disconnect, there'll be this one final hurrah of those frequencies of energy. So Spirit's just going to give you a peek. Spirit may be kind of opening up your book of life and flipping to certain chapters and be like, okay, see how this played out? This was the part that you didn't see was going on behind the scenes. Don't allow this to make you feel anything negative. It's information that you need. You are a person that wants to live within truth. Even if living within truth requires you to let some things and some people go. Even if living within your truth is painful. You would rather know the truth than to remain within illusion. And there's truth coming in. And Spirit is reminding you, you're able to handle this. And in fact, it's not really a surprise at all. You see, when you have the ability to feel energy, you know what someone's saying about you. You know how someone truly feels about you. And they don't even have to say it out loud. You feel it. And there have been people where you felt it and you brushed it off. You felt it and you brushed it off. You always had a way of clearing them, of saying, oh, they're just joking. They don't really mean that. They're going through something right now. You let that person get away with kind of jabbing at you for a very long time. And this person is going to come in again, and this is going to be their last. They want to know how you know what you know. There's someone that recognizes that you have intuition, that you know stuff, and they want to know how you know what you know. However, they have weaponized the fact that you know stuff against you. When you share what you know, they're calling you a know-it-all. But they want to know what you know. So they want the benefit of the knowledge that you have. But they don't want to actually appreciate you for the knowledge that you bring. It doesn't quite make sense. They want what you have to offer, but they don't want you. You're very triggering to this person. It's like they want you close to them, and then they immediately push you away. They want the ability to pull you in whenever they need to. But they don't want to actually be in a balanced connection with you. They can't cheer for you. They can't celebrate you. They can't be happy for you. But they want access when it's convenient for them. And if you're not volunteering that, they villainize you for it. They don't communicate. They don't ask for your help. But then when your help doesn't come, they paint themselves as a victim for you not helping, even though they didn't ask for your help. Even though when you offer help, it is deemed as being a know it all. You're in this lose lose energy with someone. They need your energy. They get fed on discussing your life. Um, but they're real judgmental of it. They actually think you're weird. They want to know what you think, but they don't actually want to know you. They think they know who you are. They have you figured out. And yet every time they see you, something's new. Something's different. The way that you refuse to sit still, to stop evolving, to stop growing, is upsetting to this person. They have an aversion to your true self, to your authenticity, to your expression, to your willingness to be seen. Hmm, this is a heavy energy.